Howdy, this is Lemmy with RevZilla TV, here to talk to you today about Roland Sands Handlebars for Harley. You should be looking into a set of Roland Sands handlebars if you want handlebars with gussets in them. These things are going to fit just about every single Harley on the market. One of the standouts is the fact that these things will fit springers as well. Not every handlebar manufacturer manufactures something for springers, but these will fit on just about every single Harley Davidson out there. Installation on these puppies is not going to be terribly difficult for most of you if you select a bar that is close to your stock bar height. You're probably looking at 2 out of 3 beards on our BSD, or beard scale of difficulty. If you're going to change your bar height significantly, like with the set of King Apes you can see here though, you might have a little bit more work to do. That could bump you into 3 beard territory depending on what kind of bike you are working on. Let's get right into things. Now, these are all billed as separate bars by Roland Sands, but you really can think of these as a family. As you can see, these things share a lot of similarity. You're going to notice all of these have gussets in the corners. They also have speed holes. Visually, these are very similar bars. They're not very different. They're all TIG welded, but let's get through. There are a couple things that set each of these apart from their stablemates. Over on my right, your left, you can see here we have a set of the vintage Modo bars. These are 1 inch all the way through. These things are slotted underneath so you can run your stock clamshells. They offer about 3 inches worth of rise. These are going to be great for those of you on smaller, skinnier bikes. I'm thinking sporties, I'm thinking Dynas with skinny front ends, FXs. These are going to look good on your bike. There's not too much rise to, so these are going to be easy in terms of installation. These will actually be lower than most stock bars, so you may be able to get away with just rerouting some of your stock cables and electrical, and you should be able to get these on your bike fairly simply. Moving down the line, you can see here we have the King 8 by RSD. These things are 1 1/4 inch. You can see they actually do step down, but since they go to that 1 inch area, you can use these again with stock clamshells. You're going to see here they're 1 inch at the risers too, and there's a good chunk of room there for risers, especially with those of you guys on springers. These things are going to go on with a minimum of muss and fuss. These things also are slotted. Heights on these are going to range anywhere from 16 and 19 inches. Those of you who've run Apes before understand that if you're putting these on your bike, you are almost certainly going to be doing cables. You are going to be doing some wiring extensions unless you're already running a set of Apes on your bike now. These are probably going to be the most difficult to install of the ones you see up here. Moving all the way to my extreme left, your right, you can see here we have a set of RSD short stacks. Like the Modos, these things are 1 inch continuous all the way through. These are also slotted, allow use of stock clamshells. These things are going to be similar in height to those of you who have a set of mini Apes on your bike. You're looking at about 8 inches of rise in these with a little bit of pullback. So this could be on the cusp. Some of you may get away with running these without cables if you're very creative with your routing strategies, but I imagine most of you probably will have to lengthen your cables out a little bit if you're looking to run a set of short stacks. So installation wise, we had chatted about these things being a 2 or 3 bearder. So something like the Modo or possibly the short stack, depending on what you have in your bike stock, will probably jump onto most bikes without needing a change in cables or a lengthening your wiring. So the Modos especially, these are looking about 3 inches of rise. If you look over here at the short stacks, we're talking probably about 8 inches, give or take. Step up to the King Apes, you're looking at somewhere between 16 and 19 inches, depending on what size you run with. These are almost certainly going to require some longer cables and a little bit of wiring work on your part, so that will kick that into the 3 bearder. However, swapping handlebars, especially if it's close to your stock length, is something most rookies should be able to do if you have a decent toolbox and you have a little bit of time on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon to get through things. So I really do like the look of these bars. Gusseted bars I think always look great. Speed holes are a classic touch. I will ding the King Apes a little bit. I don't like the distance they have here for the risers. I understand why they're doing this. They're setting them wide for those of you guys who rock springers, but if you have a standard HD set of risers, even if you do use a one-piece top clamp, you can still see that gap on either side. I don't particularly love that. So if I were to put a set of these on my bike, I'd probably rock a set of short stacks on there. My opinion is not the only one that matters though. Click below, check out what some other riders who are already rocking RSD bars on their bike think about them. If you've got a question about fitment or there's something I didn't cover in terms of construction, get a hold of one of our geeks. See us at RevZilla.com, or you can always get us by phone, 877-792-9455. I'm Lemmy, I'm out of here.